Welcome back to my channel. Today we're ranking every class in Project Epoch from S tier to D tier with one key focus, leveling performance only. This ranking looks at solo capability, survivability, mobility, and quality of life features, alongside any class-specific improvements introduced in Project Epoch. If you're just here for the tier list, there you go. Thank you for watching. If you want to go a little bit more into detail, stick around. Let's get into it. First, let's start with the S tier. Mages have one of the fastest and most efficient leveling curves in the game. With early access to Arcane Explosion and Blizzard, they can pull multiple enemies at once, while strong single-target spells allow them to handle tougher mobs. Their teleport ability cuts down on travel time, and conjuring food and water saves you a lot of money throughout the leveling experience. In Project Epoch, mages receive additional leveling benefits. Ritual Refreshment lets you create a group refreshment table earlier than in Classic, saving time in group questing or dungeon runs. Conjure Mana Ruby now has 3 charges, allowing longer rotations without having to stop and reconjure. Arcane Brilliance and Slowfall are now party-wide, making them more valuable in group content. And at level 50, mages can learn Rune of Power, granting a stationary 10% damage boost. Perfect for fixed farming spots or boss fights. Additional travel improvements come with new teleport destinations like Stonard and Theramore that unlock mid-leveling through quests. Even utility spells like Conjure Weapon have been added, letting you produce an intellect-boosted weapon for yourself or your party members. Next, we have Hunter. Hunters are one of the safest and most efficient leveling classes. Your pet acts like a personal tank, letting you take on multiple enemies or higher-level mobs without much risk. Ranged auto attacks while moving keep damage consistent, and crowd control tools like traps make fights even safer. In Project Epoch, ammo stacks now go up to 250, and quivers can carry more stacks, reducing trips to the vendor. The pet system has been expanded with new pet families like foxes, wasps, moths, and serpents, each bringing unique abilities. Hunters also benefit from TBC-style pet talents, which means more customization for damage, tanking, or utility. Feed Pet has been made more reliable with proper range and line of sight checks, and newly tamed pets inherit your learned talents immediately, avoiding the retraining process. Flare has been fixed to reliably reveal stealth and invisible enemies, and auras like True Shot and Aspect of the Pack now function raid-wide, giving hunters more group value during leveling. Next, let's talk about Warlocks. Warlocks excel at leveling, thanks to their sustain, control, and minimum downtime. Dots allow you to tag and damage multiple enemies, Life Tap converts health into mana on demand, and your pet can either tank or provide utility depending on the summon you choose. Once you get to Siphon Life, you have this nice little rotation of Siphon Life, Fear, Dots, Life Tap, move on. Very little downtime with Warlocks. In Project Epoch, dot tagging ensures you get kill credit even if another player lands the killing blow, a huge improvement in busy zones. Soul Shard stacks are increased, freeing up bag space and reducing the time spent farming shards. The curse system has been updated to allow 1 curse and 1 bane on a target, adding flexibility to your rotation. Rain of Fire can now critically hit, and State of Corruption has been adjusted to require follow-up damage before exploding, making it more tactical. Firestones and Spellstones are now consumable items, giving temporary weapon enchants or magic dispel utility. And pet scaling has been improved, so your summons gain more benefit from your stats, making them stronger tanks and damage dealers during leveling. Next, let's talk about the A tier, and in this tier there's only one class, and that's the Druid. Druids are one of the most versatile classes for leveling. They can heal, DPS, stealth past unnecessary fights, and use multiple movement forms to travel quickly between objectives. Their ability to self-heal means very little downtime, though their time to kill is slower compared to top-tier damage classes. In Project Epoch, weapons now grant feral attack power to cat and bear forms starting around level 10, giving a clear early damage boost for feral leveling. The Furrer talent has been reworked to replace the lost Wolf's Head Helm bonus, giving better resource generation. On-hit weapon effects now work in shapeshifted forms, letting you fully benefit from enchants and procs, and consumables like potions can be used without shifting out, saving time in combat. Druids now have polearm proficiency, opening up more weapon options, and the addition of Revive, a non-combat resurrection spell, makes them much more useful in group play, without burning their rebirth cooldown. Next we have the B tier, and in the B tier we have 2 classes. The first is the Paladin. Paladins are extremely durable and can fill multiple roles, but they start slowly. Early damage output is low until around level 20, when stronger DPS skills become available. They excel at surviving difficult encounters and can handle group content with ease, but their pace is slower compared to higher tier classes. In Project Epoch, Blessing of Light works correctly, Judgment of Light heals as intended, and Judgment debuffs no longer stack incorrectly. Judgment of Wisdom also works properly for your group members, improving mana sustain and group play. And Ardent Defender's mitigation kicks in earlier to reduce burst deaths. And Holy Shock has its range extended when used on allies, giving more flexible healing while questing. And then also in the B tier you have the Priest. Priests are one of the safest leveling classes with excellent self-healing and strong group support. However, their solo damage is slow until level 41 when Shadow Form unlocks, significantly boosting DPS. Until then, much of their combat involves wanding after applying a dot or two. In Project Epoch, talent bugs like Inspiration have been fixed so they work consistently, and Smite builds have been improved to make early solo leveling more viable, but it's still slow and mana inefficient. Lightwell now has more charges and heals instantly when clicked, making it far more useful in groups. Priests also gain Blessed Water, allowing them to conjure holy water that can be traded and used for extra utility in combat. Holy Fire has seen improvements to both its direct damage and its dot component, making it more competitive choice early on. So now we go into the C tier. And you'll find, once again, two classes in the C tier. The first is the Shaman. Shamans have decent utility, good burst potential, and self-healing for sustain. Ghost Wolf offers early mobility, making travel faster between quests. However, they still sit in the middle for overall leveling speed. In Project Epoch, totems like Wind Fury and Flame Tongue now apply their effects instantly upon placement. Most importantly, Shamans gain the ability to drop all 4 totems at once with a single cast called Call of the Elements style mechanic. This dramatically speeds up fight setup, especially when moving between packs. Sentry Totem now grants stealth detection without forcing you into its vision, and Water Walking works while in ghost form, giving more flexibility when traveling. Elemental talents like Rolling Thunder and Earth's Grasp have been improved to provide smoother mana flow and more reliable damage in leveling builds. And then you have the Rogue. Rogues offer a unique leveling style with stealth gameplay, allowing them to skip unwanted fights. However, their low durability and slow energy regeneration make open combat more dangerous and time-consuming. They see a noticeable improvement at level 24 with Vanish, which also adds strong escape and control options. In Project Epoch, rogues gain one-handed axe proficiency, opening up more weapon choices. Combo points no longer reset when switching targets thanks to redirect. And lockpicking is more valuable with new locked doors and chests in dungeons like Scholomance. Blinding Powder is now crafted in larger amounts per recipe, and abilities like Exposed Armor scale better with combo points, improving solo kill speed. And then last but not least, we have the D tier. And there's only one class that belongs in the D tier, and it hurts my heart to put them here because I love the Warrior class. But Warriors, hands down, are the slowest class to level due to their reliance on Rage, which is only generated by taking or dealing damage. Without constant engagement, fights can feel sluggish, and they lack early mobility tools. Their power increases later on with abilities like Mortal Strike, and once they gain, like the Whirlwind Axe or the, Ravager, they become much more powerful, but those come much deeper in the leveling process. In Project Epoch, Warriors gain Victory Rush at level 10, giving a burst of healing after each kill and improves sustained and chain pulls. Improved Taunt increases your ability to pull targets from further away. Minor quality of life updates to abilities like Battle Shout and Commanding Shout make them group-wide from the start. Alright, well that's the complete Project Epoch leveling tier list. These rankings focus solely on leveling, speed, survivability, mobility, class-specific improvements in Epoch. With launch just around the corner, now's the time to pick your main. Let me know in the comments which class you're planning to play and why, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more leveling guides and in-depth class breakdowns. See you in Epoch.